Hi, this is Dan Garvin, one of the drum teachers here at Danville Music, and with me today again is Dave Chris, and this is another Danville Music Quickie lesson.
Danville Music Quickie lessons, yeah!
I'd give this singer a raise.
So good.
Yeah.
So good.
Right?
So what I wanted to talk about today is taking your double strokes to the next level, and you might have heard of the Steve Gadd lick. You might have also heard it called flutter stroke. Not what you're thinking. And it's basically what's called an inverted roll, where instead of, when you're normally doing a double stroke roll, you just start with doubles.
I can do that.
Right, and that's a 9-stroke double stroke roll. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what if you start on a single and end with a single as well? So, like that.
Feels so wrong.
It does. It feels very wrong. But what it does is when you move your right hand to the hi-hat and you keep the volume very low, it can really have such a really interesting sound, a lot of interesting motion. It's not going to be for your heavy hitting kind of song because it requires you to play it a little bit quieter just by its nature. But it's a really slick lick that you can get into doing. Slick Rick, that rhymed.
Yeah.
So when you work on, say, a inverted 9,
I can't do it that fast.
as you work on getting it faster, it's important to keep it nice and low, and you can really get a nice interaction between the hi-hat and snare drum to bring some extra motion out. And you'll hear this in like the Concert in a Park with Paul Simon and Art Garfunkel. The end of 50 Ways to Leave Your Lover is one place where Steve Gadd does it so effectively. And there's a few other tunes that he does it in on Paul Simon records. Mm-hmm. But I hear a lot of guys do it, and it's one of those hip licks that took me forever to really figure out what was going on. And it's because it sounds like a double stroke, but it's not matching up the way that a double stroke normally would. And that's just because it starts with a single and ends with a single, and the doubles are offset or inverted.
Oh, that is what it is in 50 Ways.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Listen to Paul Simon, kids.
Yes. So you can do any roll that you can do as a double stroke, you can do as an inverted double stroke. So 5-stroke is basically not much to that one. Right. And you could do a 7. You can do the 9. You can just make them as long as you want to. And another great thing about the inverted rolls as an exercise just on its own is that they flip back and forth from hand to hand. So if you do a double stroke 9, you're going to always stay on whatever hand you start with. In this case, the right. But if you do inverted double strokes, it's going to switch you from your right hand lead to left hand lead.
And that can be really useful getting around the kit too.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. And even at the end of tunes where you're just kind of doing flutters around the kit, you know, just holding out the note while the guitars are doing their thing that they like to do at the end of songs. It's a really, and it's most importantly, Dave, it is so much fun to play these.
Yeah.
And to see when you throw one in and the one guy in the band that's actually listening to you will like turn his head like that with a smile, that's what I live for. And that's why they're so great. So inverted double stroke rolls, they're a fun little addition to your vocabulary.
I'm going to need to get the click track out in my pad and get back to work.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is good stuff.
It's a lifelong pursuit.
Heck yeah.
And that is another Danville Music Quickie lesson.